We begin with the latest updates on the Sri Lankan economic crisis. The island nation's Prime Minister has declared that the country is bankrupt and that the daunting pain of its unprecedented economic crisis will linger until at least the end of next year. Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the country, which was once prospering because of its tourism, tea export, textile, rice production and agricultural products, will go into deep recession this year, and acute shortages of food, fuel and medicine will continue. This after the government ran out of foreign cash to import vital goods. The nation is still looking for a possible exit from this dreadful crisis.
Our country has held talks with the IMF on many occasions before. But this time the situation is different from all those previous occasions. In the past, we have held discussions as a developing country. But now the situation is different. We are now participating in the negotiations as a bankrupt country. Therefore, we have to face a more difficult and complicated situation than previous negotiations.
The IMF last week said more work was needed to set the nation's finances right and repair its runaway fiscal deficit before a deal could be struck on a funding arrangement to address its balance of payments crisis. The IMF also told authorities to do more to fight corruption and bring an end to costly energy subsidies that had long been a drain on the government budget. Once the government obtained the staff-level agreement, it plans to organize a donor aid conference by bringing together the friendly countries such as India, China and Japan to provide loan assistance. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe added that he hopes to create a system where the government can get loan assistance through a common agreement. IMF expects Sri Lanka's economy to shrink by 7% this year. Prime Minister signaled that inflation could mount above 60% and rapid currency depreciation over the past few months had wiped out the value of savings by half. The crisis leaves 22 million Lankans in months of galloping inflation and lengthy power cuts. The United Nations estimates that about 80% of the public are skipping meals to cope with food shortages and record prices. Earlier today, when the Sri Lankan Parliament convened, opposition members raised slogans against the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa as he made an announced visit. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.